The Bear Princess. This is a story about the beautiful kingdom of Beliot, where there lived a king and a queen. It was a big day, for the queen had given birth to 2 princesses and invited fairies to celebrate.
Welcome, dear fairies. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Meet my beautiful babies. I named the elder one Cleo, and the younger one, by a few seconds, Berdine. Likewise, your highness. Now, wish and I shall grant. I wish my elder child would be the prettiest. Zimmy, Sal, zim, zim, zim. Wish the eldest to be as pretty as a flower and gleam. And the youngest be so pretty and smart, even if she's barefaced with no makeup on. And may the youngest be barefaced and smart.
Suddenly, the younger child's face changed into a bear.
Fairy Magodin, what have you done? I said barefaced, not barefaced. You're saying the same thing. I meant barefaced with no makeup on. Ah, I'm archaic. Today's English is so tricky. Please reverse this, Fairy Magodin. Can't. It's a birth imprint. What? Your mistake has destroyed my daughter's future. Your mistake. You said barefaced. I am not even going to explain it.
This is only the start of Magodin's wanton acts.
Magodin left while the other fairies stayed to console the queen.
Don't you worry, your highness. Your daughter, like her name, will be brave and have a beautiful life regardless. That's our promise.
Fortunia sprinkled some fairy dust on the bear baby and left. The other fairies followed. A few years later, the twins grew older. Cleo grew into a delightful girl, while Berdine, a bear girl. Everyone made fun of her. Sometimes she felt bad, but mostly she played along. Berdine was witty and smart. She loved reading books.
I can't believe this kingdom has a bare-faced princess.
Me too!
What's the gossip about? I want to know too. Nothing, your highness. Do you know what my bear ears can do? Hear twice as better as you.
We were talking about the trees.
No, you weren't.
Run!
This was fun.
A few days later, it was Cleo's wedding day. She married the handsomest prince, and everyone attended the event. Everything was jovial until Berdine came there, and everyone remained silent. Some murmured jokes and left the event too.
Whoops!
Berdine ran back to her room. The king and the queen met her right after the wedding.
The guilt I have from that day will never leave me. I cannot see my daughter suffer like this.
Again, this isn't your fault. It's Fairy Magodin's wanton doings.
I am so tired. This kingdom life is just tiring.
Please, child, tell us what we can do.
I want to go for a vacation. Somewhere I don't hear these barbed murmurs.
Where'd you want to go?
Seychelles.
Ah, dear, that's too far. How about you go to the nearby island?
Works for now, but don't escort me till there. I want to live by my bare self.
Berdine left the kingdom. The queen packed her some food and juice. She went off, crossed a small hill, and reached the coastal line, where she saw a boat prepared for her.
This is surely Dad's doing.
Berdine sailed towards the island. It was wonderful to look around the beautiful sea, until the clouds thundered and the rain poured, causing high tides. Berdine held on to the flagpole.
Nature really doesn't want me to live peacefully,
The boat struck a rock and Berdine fell on it.
Great! What a vacation spot!
Berdine looked around, and she saw nothing but the sea. The island was still quite far from the site.
I'm in the middle of the sea where sharks can get me. But hey, no one's complaining about me here.
Oh dear! Oh dear! I only thought we human fish took this spot. Look what we have here. It's Bear Grylls with no gills.
I spoke too soon.
Poor you.
Can you take me to that island instead of complaining? Great! I'm just gonna take a nap.
Berdine slept off, and later woke up to something she couldn't believe.
Wait a minute. Where am I?
Berdine was not on an ordinary rock, but on the island of Pagodins. These little elves that lived there were made of all precious stones and crystals. They were busy doing their duties.
Lower the board, silly!
Stop yelling at me!
Berdine reached out to one of them.
Hey, where am I?
You're in the Land of Pagodin. Princess! Oh, princess! Everyone assemble! The princess has woken from her slumber!
The Pagodins united and carried Berdine. They celebrated her, gave her a luxurious room with endless books. She lived well and had a beautiful friendship with the Pagods. Once, the Pagods talked about their king, who was offshore for work.
So, is he handsome?
Yes, indeed.
Then I stand no chance.
Of course, you do.
He doesn't even know me.
Yes, he does. And he thinks you're cute.
No way.
Finally, Berdine got to meet the king of Pagodin. She was surprised to see no one.
So, you're invisible?
Alas, I have been cursed by Magatine, just like you.
I have lived an invisible life, and you're kind. I will gladly accept you as you are.
But my dear, I'll have to warn you, for if you see my visible form, I will have to repeat my penance.
I'll never.
So, the two fell deeply in love and prepared for marriage. Berdine sent the news to her family. Her mother, however, was quite skeptical about her decision. So, she wrote back saying,
I'm worried, Berdine. You must know how he looks. You say his love is unconditional, but what if you marry a monster?
Berdine pondered about this and eventually took her mother's advice. She set up a mirror in the house so that she could see him when he passed by. Well, it happened that very day, and Berdine squealed in shock.
Ah!
The invisible king was none other than a green serpent. After all the affection I gave you?
No!
Just then, Fairy Magotine was summoned.
Curiosity bothered the bear. Too bad. Your soon-to-be husband will repeat his penance. He shall remain in my captive for 2 years. No, please. You should have thought twice.
Don't worry about me, Berdine. Fairy Magotine captured the king, now a green serpent, and locked him in a prison.
Now you. Wear these iron shoes and climb up the Purple Mountain. This is your punishment. Oh, well.
So Berdine wore the heavy iron shoes and began to climb the Purple Mountain, which wasn't far away. However, the iron shoes weighed her down.
My feet hurt already. What have I done? I have brought misfortune to this beautiful kingdom.
Don't be disheartened.
Who is that?
I'm Fairy Fortunia. I was the one who blessed you with happiness.
Where's the happiness?
It has already started, child. Now you go up to the hill and wash your face in the fountain water. It's going to be a thrill because you'll be happy ever after.
Why?
No questions, just go.
So, Berdine climbed up the hill courageously, thanks to Fairy Fortunia. She found the fountain.
Oh, wow. The fountain water looks great. I shall quickly freshen up.
Berdine washed her face, and when she looked at her reflection, she had a human face.
Oh, my. I can't believe it. Is this me?
Well, yes. But this comes with a clause. You must stay here for 2 years to live a life with no flaws.
But what about the king?
Just keep him in your heart. True love will make misfortune depart.
Okay.
Berdine stayed on the top of the hill for 2 years. She always thought of her husband and wished him well.
I hope he's okay.
Suddenly, there was a bright light from the tree, and down came Mr. Valentine.
Whoa! Who are you?
I felt the love in the air, so I had to descend and see for myself. I'm Mr. Valentine, and you're Berdine, who's not a bear.
Oh, you know me.
Now, your husband won't be a serpent anymore, too.
Really? How?
Like this.
And with a snap of his finger, Mr. Valentine teleported with Berdine to the Land of Pagods.
Whoa! Your lover boy's in prison.
King Joe!
He meant, I love you.
What's this chaos?
Hola, grumpy lady.
Quiet! Get out of my sight before I lock you up, Valentine!
Why? Are you falling for me?
Ew, no!
Then what's the hassle? Let's unlock the king.
Mr. Valentine unlocked the prison, and the king came out right away.
No! How did you open this?
Because love is stronger than everything, sweetheart.
My dear, how have you been?
And poof, the Green Serpent King became a handsome prince.
My goodness, Berdine! What happened to your face? Unrecognizable, eh? It's high time you go in prison. Ha! You wish! Fairy Fortunia told me that you could have reversed the spell, but you didn't. You wanted me to suffer. Well, it was fun. Time to quit games now, Magatine.
Mr. Valentine shrunk Fairy Magodin and put her in a bottle.
Stop! Please get me out! Wah!
La, 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 I can't hear you.
Wah! I won't harm anyone again! Wah!
Apology accepted, but I will keep you in my pocket for a while.
So that's how Berdine's vacation came to an end. The king and Berdine had a grand wedding, and the Pagodines cheered.
I am very sorry for breaking my promise.
It was all for the good. Berdine went to the kingdom along with the king, and they couldn't believe what they saw.
Your Highness, you're gorgeous as usual. You didn't like me at my resting bear face, so you don't deserve me now.
Everyone laughed. King Joe and Queen Berdine got back to their land of Pagod and lived happily ever after.